I remember watching Derrick Rose when he was a high school senior, playing in the city of Chicago when they would have the top ranked high school teams playing on ESPN. And I saw this guy as he won a game that they shouldn't have probably won against a much better team. I said, God damn, this is a very good youngster, man. He's going to be really good as he goes along. The next thing you know, 5 to 6 years later, this guy is the league's MVP. And so I watched Derrick Rose take the city of Chicago, a Bulls team, out of obscurity into a playoff contender. And the next thing you know, he's playing for the Olympic team and stuff like that. He's getting big deals, endorsement deals, World Cup teams and stuff. And then he's hurt. Injuries have plagued his body. And then you get to see a regression in a player, which is sad to see a great player become an average player. I saw that happen with Anthony Hardaway. I saw that happen with Grant Hill. But to see it happen again from a guy who was just so dominant and kind of can take over games whenever he wants to a guy that really wasn't competing at the high level, it's a very sad thing for an NBA fan. Then he goes to the New York Knicks. Then he goes to the Cavs. And the injuries have plagued his body so much. He can't defend people. He can't do the things that he wanted to do with the ball. He decides on leaving the team. Maybe retiring. And this upsets LeBron James at the time because, Derrick Rose was supposed to come over and help him win a title. And then he decides to come back, goes to the Timberwolves, and he's now a role player. Now, this 50-point outing I want to talk about right now is significant in the fact that Derrick Rose is a role player now. He is not the league MVP. He is not the guy that he used to be. So he's coming off the bench. And Jimmy Butler's not playing. Thibodeau's not playing. And now he's playing against a Utah Jazz team that went to the playoffs last year. And not only does he play well in the game, he scores 50 points. Now, 50 points is something he hasn't achieved since his earlier years in the league when the offense was running through him. But after that game, in winning the game and putting on an excellent performance, he breaks down into tears. He's crying. Now, 50 points is something to cry about. But the whole team is surrounding him as he's crying. It's emotional. Well, why is he crying? It's because of the obscurities and things that he had to overcome. And that overcoming of those obstacles had to do with his mental capacity. Because physically, Derrick Rose can play. But those injuries kept him from playing. But what made Derrick Rose score those 50 points is the fact that he felt that he could play when other people said he couldn't. Imagine being an NBA player and you read the papers about you in Chicago or New York. Derrick Rose is not the player he used to be. Derrick Rose cannot play. You go to NBA blogs, you go people writing in the comments, this guy is washed up. He can't compete at a high level. And then imagine you being the best player on the floor, the best player on the team, having to come off the bench when you're still relatively a young guy. But I want to relate this to black men in this because many people don't think you can play. Many people think that you have the potential to play, but you can't play. And the reason why people don't think that you can play is because sometimes you've given into the idea that you can't. And because you believe that you can't, you don't. See, what would have been easy for Derrick Rose is to not play anymore. I've played, I performed at a high level, I'm hurt now, I got money, I can leave. And a lot of guys have done well in one part of their life, and in the next part of their life, they're not doing well, but I used to do well. And see, this is somehow how guys live, in our world. They are has-beens. They forget that you must continue to prove yourself in life. you must continue to be good as long as you live. You must continue to show progressions in your career, whether it's sports, whether you have to always show you're valuable, even when people don't feel you as valuable as you once were. But see, the difference between people like Derrick Rose and other folks is Derrick Rose says, what I did in the past was in the past. I used to be the league MVP. I'm not the MVP no more. But I can still play at the same level. I'm going to work for it, and I'm going to overcome it. A lot of brothers do very well in life for a period of time, fuck their life up, and say, I used to do that, and now you're over there on the corner, 7 years old with no teeth. And the reason why that is because you don't feel that you can do it anymore. Been through a divorce, I can't do it. I'm 60 now, I can't do it. I'm 37 in law school, I'm 47 in medical school, I can't do it. But see, thank God for people like Derrick Rose. Because some people are going to try to prove you wrong no matter what it is. And they are going to show that, damn it, as long as I believe I can compete, it doesn't matter what you fucking think. And see, this is the reason why LeBron James called him Superman. It ain't got nothing to do. Everybody in the NBA has great potential to play. Anybody can probably score 50 points. Anybody can be at a high level, but not anybody can be at the top of the game, go down to the bottom of the game, get back up, and score 50. See, not everybody can do that. And the mindset is what separates the good from the great. The average from the good. And I wonder how many black men can really look at Derrick Rose and say, damn it, I can still play. Even when other people say that I can't. I can still go out here and compete. But also, how many of you have gotten around some people that still believe that you can perform? That will give you an incentive. Because I will tell you what, when Derrick Rose got depressed and left the Cavaliers team last year, somebody was in his ear. Hey, champ. Hey, MVP. Hey, bro, what are you talking about quitting, man? You can still do this. You can overcome this. And this is the importance of being around people who believe in your ability. You can still do this, man. I know it seems tough for right now, but other people have done it. And that's what I want to transition into. Not only can you believe it, but can you get around people who believe that you can do stuff? And this is the reason why Derrick Rose can come off the bench, accept his time, wait for the opportunity, and then prove to the world, I'm still the guy that I was last year or 10 years ago. Hey, man, given the opportunity, I'm still great. I can still play. I can still compete at a high level. And this is why those teammates cried. This is why they got around him while he was crying. Why? They know how hard the man worked. Because mentally every day, I got to go rehab. Mentally every day, I got to overcome this injury. Mentally every day, I got to go out there and do those drills. Because the game is getting younger. The people are getting younger. The game is changing before my eyes. I got to keep up, and I can still compete. And that is the heart of a champion. And this is what black men need to start to do. It doesn't matter that people think that you can't play. Who thinks that you can? It's number one. And most importantly, do you think you can play? Despite what you've been through. Even if you have had times in your life where you were not competitive, you were fucking up, you wasted time, you were not productive because you hurt yourself, you got hurt by somebody else, all of those injuries, be it physically or emotionally, can you play? And as long as you got the mind to say, I can still compete, I can still play, then nigga, you can still play. Because see, all that matters is that you believe you can play. It don't matter about who don't think you can play, long as you know that you can play. And you got to be realistic. If you know that you're important, if you know you can produce, then you can play. And there are people right now, probably in the NBA, that could have come back and done what Derrick Rose did, but they said, you know what, I can't do this no more. But have all the ability. How many of our brothers have all the ability to do great things and sit back and just afraid to go out there and do it? And this is important because Wayman talked about that, being afraid to lose. Hey, man, sometimes that's one of the best things to do. Lose it all. Get knocked down. Be at the top. Be at the bottom. And then work back to the top. And I want to just end with this. What's this guy's name that I follow? The Total Money Makeover. This brother, white guy, his name is Dave Ramsey. He was a millionaire at age 26. Lost it all. Lost all his money. Became broke. But got it back in his middle-aged years. Came back 20-something semi years to where he is now. And that's all about discipline. It's all about believing in yourself. I mean, imagine that. You be somebody successful. Now everybody know you broke. Everybody know that you have fucked up your opportunity. And you still come back and produce at a high level. And this is what I'm talking about. Brothers got to start believing in their own abilities. Believing that they can do stuff. But knowing that they have the potential. Because if you've done it before, you can most likely do it again. And it's not only from a sports analogy. Obviously, you can't be 50 years old dunking on people. But what I'm saying is this. You got there once. You can get there again. If you lost it all, you can go back. But do you believe, and do you have people in your corner that believe? And this is the reason why Derrick Rose broke down crying. So I want to just thank people for supporting the channel. Check us out on patreon.com. Get all my free ebooks there in the section. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell. We got a lot of good things coming over. And as you know, the buffoonery comes to an all-time high. If you're a new person, check out my website, negromanosphere.com. It's its own best site for black men. We update every day. Check out our free ebook collection down there. My Dr. Action comic is in the description. Check that out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. It's all free for that. And then obviously, if you want to get more information, it's my email, planetoshay@gmail.com. I'll be getting back to you. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.